Hey, everybody, welcome to this Fireside chat with my good buddy Eric Sullivan and Tommy P, the Tommy
Patterman.
Patterman. Yeah,
Patterman, son.
and the heart attacks. Um, Great musicians. You should check out their music, Krypton, on Spotify.
That's enough.
I listen to you guys like every month, at least every month, probably every 2 weeks or so.
I like to use the CD as a coaster.
Yeah, you're supposed to send me one of those. You still haven't.
I know. I got to send one out.
Yeah.
I got it sitting right there. Look at.
It's right there.
We
It's
still
ready
need
to
to
go.
jam. I just need to learn how to play one of the instruments that I own. You know what I bought? I bought one of those like steel drums, the little round ones.
Oh, the kettle ones. We
Which
always
is
wanted
nice.
one of those.
No,
Remember?
the like Asian ones, like they're very soothing. But I got the books because I thought, oh, it's simple. There's like a number, put a numbers on these, and I can play. Just hit the numbers, but it's not simple.
You're
it's
talking
like
about
there's
the
this-
kettle style drums, like on Jane's Addiction. Jane says, bum bum ba dum.
No, I thought it'd be more like that, but it's more like
Oh,
it's more like Asian
you
ones.
thought it was going to be cool, but it sucks.
Yeah, it's more chill and
Probably came from China, didn't it? Whoa!
super Chinese. Yeah.
No, yeah, dude. I say that because I'm not a fan of Chinese-made instruments.
Well, you like Vietnamese, right? The Vietnamese stuff's pretty good.
Vietnamese, Korean, Indonesian, and Japanese. Japanese are probably the top of the list there. But dude, I refuse to buy an instrument built in China just because of they're kind of just banged out. Their quality control isn't the best in the world. I mean,
No, but their quantity is.
yeah.
We got a lot of people. One combo fishing. Crypto Nana's here. Hey Nana, how you doing? JDO, SS, a lot of numbers and letters.
SS67 UK, baby.
Crypto
Love is in the house.
And How Crypto's. We need to make that song where Du hast Bitcoin. See, he even said it. It's his idea to do that. We need to do that cover song. That we really, really do.
Is that drop D tuning?
It is, but why would you want to? What, you hate Bitcoin or what?
No, you have. Hast it's a dual meaning. So
The Germans are very, very confusing with the language. Somewhat like the
English. Why would they ever say you hate me?
Or maybe they say you have me. You have me. You have me.
They
wrote the song on Valentine's Day for their girlfriends.
I stand corrected. I don't know.
yeah, you ever watch that one where they compare like different words and how German words are just so harsh? It's like ambulance. It's like Ambulance. Krankenwagen. The dude like goes through all these different words, man.
It's true.
There's so many things for us to go over, and I know we were talking before, and yes, please crush the like button. Really, really appreciate
Smash that like button.
I really wish that we would get involved with each other more and just make out all day. And
I was gonna be like physically.
I knew you were. I was trying to hit it off.
You are also very far away.
It's an expensive orgy.
I really wish we would do a podcast. Like you guys, got started, and it was good, man. I listened to it on Spotify. Check out Consent of the Governed, YouTube channel. There's a decent library on Spotify for you guys to listen to. But I really wish that we would get together more often and just hang out because I love you guys very much.
Hey.
And I think we should on any of the other channels other than like YouTube and shit like that, because I don't like watching what I have to say.
True.
When it comes to, I don't know what the buzzwords are that's going to trigger off any kind of algorithm. So it's just like, I feel, if we're doing anything like on a YouTube shit or anything else, it's like, Yeah,
Well,
sucks.
and
yeah, I know, March 11th, right? There's a lot of shit, and that was decided a long time ago too. It wasn't like, oh, fuck guys, we're gonna go knock out the Ukraine here, which is a bunch of bullshit, by the way. And what you're hearing is a bunch of bullshit. But they planned on going offline or going to their own intranet March 11th a while back. This isn't anything new, and you have to look at what's happening behind the scenes. Well, shit, man, just go back to 2014 for fuck's sake. Let's just go back to 2014. There was a known fucking coup. The fucking Nazis infiltrated parliament in the Ukraine. The what, Azlov? Is that Azlov? AZLOV?
Yeah,
I
believe
the
Azlov movement. They're fucking Nazis. Yeah. And there's people over there giving them money. You're giving the Nazis money. You're literally saying the same people that are trying to pull our Second Amendment over here are saying, arm those people with fully automatic rifles and let's give them money. They're Nazis, guys. They're not good people.
Speaking of that,
pray for Ukrainians because the regular Ukrainians are getting fucked right now.
We're talking about that blockchain roundtable today, the hypocrisy of the Second Amendment stuff, and then here. Give grandma and there's they're giving children, guns.
These are the optics. So these are the optics. You really think that the Ukrainians don't have any kind of a military? For the love of God, this is all optics. I mean, this is all one giant.
There's a lot of fake stuff. Which I don't know. I mean, I don't know why there's fake stuff. And when
there's fake stuff on all sides,
like those two dudes, they're I forget what they're brothers, and they were like UFC or something. But there's pictures of them, and they have wooden guns.
Oh, yeah.
They have wooden guns, and I was like, why the hell would they do that?
Well, or like all of the initial photographs and things that they used were like photographs from 5 years ago, a year ago. Yeah, they're showing. Look at Zelensky. He's out there in the front lines. That was last year when he was looking at the fucking border. You retards. Before
we get started, I need to tell everyone that today's show is brought to you by Megatech MGT. Let me tell you a little bit about Megatech before we get started, because they are bringing today's show. Okay. Can y'all see? I'm not sharing him. Oh, I got to bring it on. All right, Megatech. Megatech, they are a solar and alternative energy supply company out of South Africa that is, I'll just read it, is implementing the ultimate in green sustainable energy technology to overcome feasibility changes and ensuring maximum efficiency and profitability. What that means is basically they're trying to bring solar. They've just acquired all the licenses in the space and everything. They're building this huge beta solar plant in South Africa. They just had a token changer over on Binance. They moved over to the Binance smart chain, which was a necessary thing if you're going to be doing something like this for gas fees and stuff. They just listed on a few exchanges. There's links in the description to all the stuff. I encourage you to check them out. It does look like a very interesting project. And South Africa is one of the biggest countries in Africa when it comes to solar energy. I've been looking at different projects over the years, and actually was advised on a couple there. In Africa in general, right before all this stuff started with COVID, I wanted to start a charity, my own charity, and I was going to fund it by masternodes. And I was going to try to bring solar energy to schools in Africa. That was something I was going to do, but COVID kind of.
We need to bring wood buildings to the Gambia.
Put a kibosh on that. Anyway,
we only have concrete over there.
Check out Megatech. Like I said, links are in the description below, and I appreciate them sponsoring this episode.
I want to bring virus to Egypt. I want to do it.
My wife was in the Gambia doing this charity mission for eyeglasses and whatnot. That was one thing she was saying. On top of the incredible amount of corruption by their government out there, but she says they didn't. all the buildings were made out of concrete. They were wickedly hot. They didn't have any wood out there. Like all the wood buildings were like, oh, those are like important buildings. I'm like, you don't have any fucking wood out here? Fucking get some wood out to Africa, baby. We need some wood in Africa. Now that's something to stand behind.
Let's grow some fucking trees in the desert, bitch.
You're talking about optics, and like Hoddle said here, Zelensky's forcing everyone to fight, including children. We're talking about on the World Blockchain Roundtable that if it was a different, just reported differently, this is child conscription.
I'm sorry. Can you pull that comment back up if you don't mind?
Look at Zelensky is forcing.
Zelensky and his entire cabinet all come from a background of comedians. So nobody.
He was a comedian.
Nobody should take any of them seriously. I don't understand why anybody's taking any of this seriously. Like we're dealing with paper tigers here. Yeah, Klaus Schwab is probably Satan. He looks like
I don't know if he's necessarily
he looks like a piece of shit. They're all pieces of shit. Every single one of them is a piece of shit, and none of them have any power. Because if they actually had any power, we'd all be done for. We'd all be already done for.
If they actually had any power, we wouldn't even know about them. See, this is also my reason. Like, do these guys have any power? Because the real people, behind the curtain here, the real shadow government, we're not going to know who these people are. We're not going to hear these names. These aren't the Soros and the Rothschilds.
I disagree with you now, dude. I disagree with you now. I don't think they care. I think they're coming out of the shadows.
Well, they're doing a horrible job because they're exposing all of their bullshit. It's not like they're coming out and saving the world.
Dude, it's like the mansion by your house, Eric. It's all in plain sight now. They don't give a shit.
It's almost like they have to do it. It's like they know they're losing, so they have to do it. I don't know. Like
I watched the World Economic Forum and the things that were coming out of their mouth. Just
dude, it's scary as shit.
It's scary, but it's infuriating. I mean, this dude's up there saying we elitists, us. He's basically just another term for master race. We're better than everyone else, but us elites, we need to do this, and curb the population and take things away from people. And right in the front row, you got Biden and you got Leo DiCaprio, and they're just sitting there, and
soaking it up, like, just laughing.
Talking about programming people, and we will actually be the masters, and not some god up in the sky. It's like
some god up in the sky.
Holy shit, man! Do you have any idea? This is, and they're not joking. That's the thing. They're not fucking around here, man.
But it's surreal.
Cut out. Looks like give me a kiss.
Where'd you go? I hope we're live here. Sean. Hey, Sean.
I love being live.
I hope you come back real soon. But
I hope you come back.
Any kind of fool could see I was wrong. No, so I don't sing. Anyway, I was gonna finish my thought on it, dude. All of these fuckers are paper tigers. If they had any power, they'd have used it already, but they don't. They should understand that we are legit the power. The people are the power. They lost their power. They're just they're either so out of touch, with what they're saying and what they're trying to do, or they are legit. Wow. Where did Sean go?
He crashed, man. Shit crashed. He got real.
That's all right. That's all right. Oh, I have my ringer off. Like
this is the thing, man. What are they going to pull? Like they're obviously backed into a corner, and they're exposing themselves. We know who they are. We know the organizations. We know, now we're going back as far as like to the, what the Khazarian mafia starting, back then. All of a sudden now it's like there's wicked exposure here, and everybody's seeing this, and everybody. So what do they have planned for basically their end game before they go back into hiding and come up?
That's what this whole
that's a $64 million question right there.
No, not really. I mean, that's what Ukraine was about, was getting rid of all of their, the rest of their weapons, the rest of their, aces up their sleeve. It's all done now. I mean,
yeah, but is it?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say all of them. But there's this point in time.
It's like the end of the thing. Remember the movie The Thing? The End?
No, I don't.
Question mark? Question mark?
No, I don't
We
remember
don't
that.
know.
Well, no, what I'm saying
You
is
run
like,
into my corner,
so,
my hidey hole.
so if
Hidey
they're,
hole.
God bless you, Tom. God bless your heart.
God bless your pretty little simple heart.
Bless your heart, Tom. No, if there was something that was to be done, right, that they had in order to do it, I think they would have spilled it by now, and I think they tried. I think the C19 was the thing that they tried. I think the vax was the thing.
And
they
that
tried.
was weak
I think,
fucking titties. Unless
but that's what I'm saying. That might have been all they had, right? So we have two options. Either what they were going to do was utilize the PCR test to engineer a genetic disease better than the other one, and then we're in for it, you know. But I honestly believe that that's what was going on in Ukraine. Was they were taking all this PCR test data, finding a genetic sequence, because that's all people were doing. Why do you think you had to have this Q-tip stuck that far up your nose? You needed to get actual. You almost needed to break the blood-brain barrier in order to get the type of DNA
I
they
definitely
needed
think that's
in order to do their thing. So I
yeah,
think,
but once again, we're that's diving into just one part of the overall thing. Like okay, let's look at the
right,
overall conspiracy here. COVID-19
right.
was created in a lab to what? It obviously wasn't created to kill a bunch of people. Because if
It
it
didn't.
was,
It didn't work very
we
well.
would have seen, homeless people dead on the streets. We would have seen, this is the I was yelling. I got to stop yelling at my friends and family, but I just, I
Stop yelling at everybody.
I cannot handle the overall stupidity that, of people like. I might Google it. Just Google it. How many people died in 2019? How many people died in 2018? How many people died in 2017? How many people died in 2020? And how many people died in 2021, 2022 so far?
Right.
Just look at the fucking numbers, man, because that's coming from the horse's mouth. The same people that told you all this, that spread all this fear, panic, and everything else, and mask up and blah, 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 blah. They're giving you these numbers of the overall people that are dying all across the world. We still had population growth. No more people died, in comparison to the population than any other year.
Right.
It has peaked or has spiked in 2021 and 2020. Towards the end. Now that's a little bit odd. It hasn't. It's not crazy. The numbers aren't crazy.
Right.
So
but
all
hey,
of these conspiracies
what are they doing next? What are they doing next?
But surrounds from the jab to the PCR test, everything else. That we could see more deaths. I don't know. All I know is that now I'm personally affected by it. I don't know if people were jabbed or unjabbed. I know some of them were, but I mean, I got friends that are losing their dads, in their late 50s, early 60s now, just suddenly dropping, and it's not good. None of it's good. Like I don't want to see this happen. I'm hoping that it's not that big of a deal, and like COVID-19, just get those supplements in your system, and you'll be able to kick that shit out, and you'll be okay.
Well, so
I don't know.
Everybody's talking about this thing in Russia regarding the SWIFT system on the 11th, but I haven't seen anybody talk about the CDC dropping like the people that work for the CDC. There's a ton of them that are actually looking tomorrow to drop
it was supposed to be
all
actually
the data regarding the vaccine. And CDC was supposed to do it today, and if they didn't, the whistleblowers are going to do it tomorrow. And it's like a shit ton. Like it's almost like the CDC, the people that work for the CDC, unionized and said, if you don't do it, we're going to do it, and we're going to walk the fuck out of here. That's a very interesting thing. I mean, even if it doesn't happen, right? Even if they don't do it, it's an interesting thing to see a private entity like the CDC. The CDC is not actually paid for. Well, it's paid for, but it's not an actual entity like you would normally have in any agency in the government. It is a private agency. That's why they can own patents. But anyway,
computer stop.
Sorry,
what did I miss?
We were holding it down.
Thanks. Thought y'all would just be out here showing your wieners off, trying to get my channel.
Check out my wiener, my wiener.
Opportunity missed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have busted out a wiener.
It should have been wieners and butts the whole time.
busted out a wiener, not my wiener per se, but somebody else's.
Just
wiener.
a rubber wiener. I
Rubber
mean,
wiener. Rubber wiener.
Is that Texas Windmills doing it? That's the thing about the issues here in Texas is that we were a lot of the alternative energy stuff we're forced to have. Which
by who? By fucking who? Who the fuck are you Who's forcing Texas to do shit?
That's another thing. It's
like, get the fuck out of here.
Just stop. Well, see, this is really what it all comes down to. Like, everything can be solved right now, and everybody just goes, no, fuck you. I'm not gonna do it.
Fucked. Get fucked.
You want to pay that? No, I don't.
No.
This is where I don't understand. Like I'm not saying the whole truckers convoy in the United States is a bad thing, but it's very, I think, misguided and misled. There's real cause. No, if truckers really wanted to make a difference and save money at the same time, you just take a fucking week and a half vacation, man. Sit in your house and drink beer. That's it. Just don't.
I don't know
anything. You want to make an impact. That's how you make an impact.
Which we saw with the truckers up in Canada.
But that was a direct cause and effect. The problem with what we have over here is just there's no direct. It's too wishy-washy. It's like, well, we want this and this and this and this. Yes, we all do.
Yeah. Okay, but I'm talking about.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Something that was in the face of them, and it also spread to other countries, just like with Floyd. That spread all over. There was kids in Ireland, talking about I can't breathe or get your, it spread across the world, and the Canadian truckers thing spread across the world. The yellow vests, they were out there, supporting the Canadian truckers, because it wasn't about it was about government overreach. And then we saw.
I don't think George Floyd was about government overreach. That was just a
shitty
shitty cop and a drug addict.
No, the way it was proposed to them was in that vein of government overreach. Like the way it was given to them via their media and via our media. Yes, it was definitely about government overreach to them. Whether or not you want to look into the minutia of the situation doesn't really fucking matter. But it was given to them in that way, and I think it was given, like, even the trucker situation was given to us in the same way. It doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter what their cause was. It just showed that the people were more powerful than the government. And I think that was the main theme that everybody should have taken. But instead, it was given this idea of, oh, well, as soon as the vaccine or as soon as the COVID mandates go away, we'll just take these trucks out of here. And that's totally the wrong idea. The real idea is, hey, government, you work for us. Get the fuck out of here.
They need a reminder of that, and I can't believe the way it went. I can't believe how Trudeau doubled down. And this is true. JDO, it's basically like Dune. When you
he's fucked, man. He's fucked. Well, that's the thing. But here like everybody that's associated with the WEF is fucked, and there's a lot of people associated with the WEF, and this is why this is kind of like the tip of the iceberg here. We're just kind of seeing these are
tremors of a larger.
Well, these are organizations that exist publicly, that are allowed to exist and are almost like certain
by us,
kind of like, in case of emergency, pull alarm. In case of emergency, expose the WEF. Just, they're already out in the public. They publicly announce their meetings and everything else. We already know who's attending them. We just have no idea what's happening within the organization or what they're talking about. So, we're getting exposed back here. Expose the WEF. Expose these guys. Keep going back and back and back and pulling it. And that's what it seems like they're doing. And now, I mean, this is what really, I think people have a hard time with when you tell them, and when they finally accept, it's hard for them to accept the fact that they're lying to you about this. Because if they're lying to you about this, what else are they lying to you about? And then all of a sudden, your fucking history, your life as you know it, your reality completely changes. It was like, Sully, we were having the conversation about aliens. I always thought it was, what's the big deal? Tell people aliens exist. We all can fucking handle it. No, we can't, because people would be like, well, why didn't they tell me about this before? Why didn't we have this in history books? All of a sudden, your reality
change an
changes.
entire paradigm.
And that's why it's so hard for people
I
to.
disagree with that, though, because people just accept it and move on. And I learned this. I've told you guys this a million times, dude.
If they're distracted, if they're not distracted, they don't move on.
No, dude. No, I learned this when I was a little kid. And I grew up during a time when there was no Area 51. There was movies about it. Everyone talked about it, but there's no Area 51. And
you grew up before 1947.
Your grandpa and your other, there is no Area 51. Those are just nuts. That was before conspiracy theories was even a word. And then, but there's people whose lives were ruined. There's scientists. There's like intelligent, good people that came out, and the government ruined their lives. And then finally they admit to it. And I'm like in what, junior high? And they're like, and I was just getting out of high school, and they're like, yeah, okay, there's Area 51. And everybody should have been pissed. And they were like, yeah, we knew it. Haha, we knew it.
Yeah, we knew it.
It was like a wink. And I'm like, the government lied to us.
And killed people.
This is a huge thing.
And killed people.
They killed people, but they ruined people's lives. They did all this out in the open. And why isn't everyone angry?
Well,
I remember being a young adult. I remember being a young adult, and that was one of the biggest things for me, is to be just, why are people accepting this? Why is this okay?
You know why they're accepting? Hold on 1 second. I just want to.
Yep, go ahead.
The reason that they do accept it is because times are good enough that they can accept it, that they can move on, they can have a distraction.
Not only that, it only happened to a few. It didn't happen to a bunch.
See, I look at it as people. To me, when people's like, yeah, I knew it, they seem helpless. Like and I make this point every time somebody posted an Epstein didn't kill himself meme, they're saying, I know there's a government within the government that does all this shit that they just get away with. I know that this guy was either just murdered while he was in custody, or he's not even dead and they took him out. I know that all this stuff happens. Here's a little joke. And they're like, but all I'm going to do about it is post this.
Well, but at the same time, those are the same people that are posting, I stand with Ukraine. Or pull your heads out of your asses, you dumb motherfuckers, and just start looking into the situation. I'm not saying you can't stand with Ukrainian citizens. That's fucking fine, because their shit's getting fucking pulled way out of whack right now. Mm-hmm. But look at who's in charge over there. Look at what's happening. Look at they're not bioweapons laboratories. They're just bioresearch laboratories. It's all a bunch of horse shit, and it's a bunch of optics. So before you post this cute meme that makes you feel better about your day, really look into what you're posting about.
Something
and all it takes now, just fucking don't even use DuckDuckGo. Don't even use, you can use Brave browser still, but don't, obviously we know what these people are doing and what they stand for or don't stand for. But even if you just use something as censored as Google, you can look at who the regime is in charge in the Ukraine and what they've been doing to their own people.
Cross-reference and think for yourself.
Guys, and this is something that's bothering me, because I was on World Blockchain Roundtable today, and Joe Roach brought up that Carlson did this huge show on all the bioweapons labs and how they're bad. But Tulsi Gabbard is like, these things need to shut down. And literally,
Tulsi Gabbard is WEF, so we can't even
trust what she has to say. Literally right after that, Hannity goes on and goes, "Hey, you shouldn't be talking about these wild labs. You're talking about it. You're a Russian sympathizer, and you love Putin, and you want to touch his wiener, and you guys are terrible." Anyone that talks about it.
You're a Putin wiener toucher.
Yeah.
Wiener toucher.
So I'm seeing the same thing like after 9/11, where it's not. If you talk about Bush, you talk about anything, you're a traitor. The Dixie Chicks. Hey, George Bush is a dick. Hey, guess what? You have no career. You're done. Get the fuck out.
You're done. George Bush isn't. He's a fucking retarded.
But remember what happened to the
Dixie Chicks? He was a Bush.
Remember what happened?
He was a Republican. See,
what happened to the Dixie Chicks? How they were.
They completely destroyed their career. Yeah, and I did not disagree one bit with what she had to say. It was horseshit.
People wanted to
I
kill
fucking
him.
hate the Bushes. This is the reason why we're in part of this mess, or this is
But
the
I'm
reason why we're
seeing that.
going
I'm seeing
down
that
this
now.
reality.
When people are like, "Hey, you know what, Russia," and everybody, they literally have to do a 5-minute caveat. I don't support Putin, and I don't support what they did, and I don't like the. But before they make a 1-minute point, they've got to take 3 minutes or 5 minutes to talk about, so they won't get crushed. But
Yeah.
when people are bring up, you know what Russia did is terrible. But you know, United States does that all the time, and so does Western European countries. We usually just
Fucking
do it.
right.
We usually just do it to
Fucking
brown
right.
people. But
How
you
many
know,
bombs did we drop?
what
220,000 in
about
the
this?
last
What about
20
Yemen?
years?
What about this? What about this?
What
And
about
it's like,
Syria?
hey, you
Obama
shut up.
What
ran
about
out of
Iraq
bombs.
and weapons of mass destruction? You
See,
wouldn't
all that
believe
doesn't
that.
matter. And now here's the big thing, though.
Obama ran out of bombs.
I'll say
Obama
this.
ran out of bombs.
I'll say
He
this.
ran out of them.
This is completely. This is what really people should get them. And everyone's bringing up the analogy: what if Mexico did a thing with Russia? Would we just be cool with that? Fuck no.
Red Dawn,
Our country, us. We were going to start a nuclear war. We were going to kill everyone. We've seen the movies. All the documents have been released. We came this close because Russia, the Soviet Union, wanted to put weapons in Cuba. And we said, no, we'll blow up the whole fucking place. We'll kill
USSR, baby. That's why I have
kill
this quote.
you. We'll kill everyone if you do that. And Russia backed, or the Soviet Union backed down. We said NATO will not expand, and we broke our promise. We broke that treaty. NATO expanded, and they didn't do shit. And if Ukraine is Cuba, if they join NATO, they are Cuba. That's it. Russia, they could have said, "Hey, man, we're going to nuke the world," and it would have been no different than what we did.
Right.
And I do not support Putin or do not support the invasion. All that.
Oh,
yes.
thanks for clarifying.
But dude, you've got to. We have to see that what we've been doing. We've all been doing it for 100 years, for 50 years, whatever you want to say.
Oh no, dude. Yeah, let's just go from the beginning of time.
It's wrong. It's wrong for us to invade a country. It's wrong for them to invade a country. It's wrong to kill people.
No, it's wrong to have a fucking government. God, it's wrong to have a government. It is wrong. It is wrong to have a government.
And when I really thought about it, it's most people in the world, they don't give a fuck. Mindset. They don't have our mindset. They don't understand how we think. And I can understand that. You and the three of us here, off camera, Tom's got a shitload of guns. I don't even know how many I have. But I know that I can defend my family. There was a UFC dude. I don't know if you guys saw what he said.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just beautiful. He was like, "Look, man, I don't know a lot about what's going on over there, so I'm really not gonna say one way or another, as long as they don't come to Arkansas. If they come to Arkansas, I'll kill them all. I'll dig my heels in, and I will kill them all." I'm paraphrasing, but I'm going to defend my family that I love and my friends that I love, my way of life that I love.
So leave me the fuck alone.
But that's it. Yeah. It's not our business. And
that's the thing is the news, the government, everybody else, leave me the fuck alone. Get the fuck out of my life. You never were supposed to be there in the fucking
Let's just take a quick step back. The only reason that it is our business and that they're making it, when I say is our business, America's business, and they're making it our business, is because they have special interest in the area.
Exactly.
You ever notice that? If they don't have any sort of dirty laundry in the area, we don't care.
Yeah.
But when they do, so these are certain triggers.
Well, no. Hold on.
1 second. This is what I have to say. This is why I started yelling at one of my friends the other night, and everybody at the table actually.
Everybody at the table.
Because of the fact that the same people that were lying to you about all this, and let's just be recent, the last 2 years, all the COVID-19 shit, all the bullshit with that, and we know the lies, and we know the backtracks, we know it. We have the archives, we have the receipts. The same people that are now pushing this shouldn't you be a little bit skeptical, saying, well, hey, hold on a second, whoa. You were lying to me about this, so are you telling me the truth about this? I don't get it. See, this is where this critical thinking has to kick in at some point in time. There's too many factors that you don't even have to do research at this point in time. There's just too many factors that are in your face where you have to critically think and go, gosh, these people were lying to me about this, and this, and they're constantly backtracking on their shit. Should I believe them anymore?
You would think so. You would think with common sense that people would say that, but that's another frustrating thing.
That's why I get so bad.
Oh,
I get so pissed
and it's not
off.
even, this time it's right. No, it's just like automatically, this is what's happening. And I'm like, these are the people that have lied to you constantly. But no one has critical thinking anymore. And I think we've been engineered.
No, there was an article, I believe, in it was either in Rolling Stone, New Yorker, or Wall Street Journal, where they were actually telling people not to critically think, not to use their critical thinking ability, because the misinformation would lead them in the wrong direction.
You mean the media who thinks that it's their job to tell
Just
people how to
listen to the media? They'll tell you.
And I think that the dangerous, edges here are that he's trying to undermine the media, trying to make up his own facts. And it could be that while unemployment and the economy worsens, he could have undermined the messaging so much that he can actually control exactly what people think. And that is our job.
Yeah, if you look at the issues, Yamiche is right. He's doing exactly what
that is our job. That's our job. Get fucked, people.
and this here lies the problem. It's like, guys, I'm not, this is what brings my whole point. It's like, I'm not asking these people to just, change their life, but I actually am. I'm actually able to look at everything that they've seen in their entire life and question it. Because if you question this, you have to question everything else. If you truly look at the situation going, not one of those peckerheads that just forget about it, because I don't know, I'm not going to be one of those guys that lets people forget about it. I'm going to constantly remind you of how fucking stupid you were when all this happened. And I say stupid because you just didn't pay attention. You didn't look into it for yourself. And people that should, friends of mine that really are just, man, fuck the taxes and the IRS, this bullshit. But yet you just ran around with a diaper on your face, getting jabbed up with God knows what, and you don't fucking know what's in it. And the fucking Pfizer releases 9-page, 1,300 or 13,000, 1,300 different thousand different adverse side effects that they didn't want to initially release for up to 70 years. Well, gosh, I mean, something's not adding up. I mean, and this is just one small part of it. And then, so you have to look at the Ukraine situation going like, why the fuck are they even bringing this up right now? What's more sinister that's happening right now? Because this is not adding up. The Canadian shit didn't add up. What was the point of that? What the fuck is WF going? We're getting misinformation on all the different sides right now.
And this crypto has really shined through, but it has also scared the shit out of people, those people. Because, and it wasn't like it didn't take a while. Like I've been saying, it was instant. As soon as Patreon stole money, boom, crypto. Like hours after they did it. With GoFundMe, hours, go crypto. And everyone seems to know that. Another thing is with the bank runs in Russia and
you'll be all right, Gulag.
Other places, people are moving it into crypto. People who have no idea about it. Grandmas and grandpas are learning because of the necessity of it, because there's just not silver. There's just not gold you can put your hands on. But you don't want that ruble. They're limiting how much money you can pull out of ATMs. The past month has shown everyone, common people, how weaponized the fiat system is. And everyone's known that it's been weaponized, but it's always been weaponized country to country. But now people are seeing with what Canada did and with what's going on, the regular Joe is now seeing how weaponized it is against him.
Weaponized, but also how fragile. How fragile.
Hold on. So the real power of the people, I don't think people really understand. The real power of people in general is the power that everything that has to happen as far as real change, that any government entity, any media, anybody that wants to make real change, they have to do it slow. Because if they don't do it slow, we will immediately pull out and say fuck you. They know that. And also that that whole thing is counteracted on our side, right? So every action they take slow, we also take another action. So, you know, maybe 1/10 of the population, which would be a huge thing for 1/10 of a population to wake up, would wake up to a medical crisis or a pandemic, right? So, and then all of a sudden we find out we're lied to, and now 1/10 of the population is like, oh, I don't trust medicine. It doesn't mean that they're going to immediately jump to crypto. It just means that they're slow going to trust the next thing, right? So, as much as the government would like everything to just be in, all of us be in lockstep in a FEMA camp tomorrow, it ain't gonna fucking happen. And it's the one thing I've noticed over the course of this last at least a couple of years. I thought this was going to happen fast as shit, and it's not. It's happening slow, and it's methodical, and it's over time. And we all knew that this frog was going to boil.
Because it has to be about the people. The people have to.
But that's our
not look into a political figurehead.
But that's our defense. But that's our defense, and you can see it happening slow, where the grandmas are waking up to crypto, and people are going, "Oh, Patreon, shut that down." Boom, crypto. Canadians are getting their bank accounts frozen. Boom, crypto.
Well, that's the thing.
So you're seeing this thing work.
But it's not like
working.
It can't go slow. There's certain things that can't go slow.
But it's working.
If you have to take a pee and your toilet's broken, you're not going to be like, well, let's take this slow. No, you're going to go in the sink.
Well, no, but we're talking about
you're gonna get in that damn toilet and you're gonna fix that shit.
But you can't think about things like this. You can't think about large swaths of population in the way you think about your own household and your toilet breaking, because you just can't. I mean, those are quantifiably two different entities, right? So instead of that, you have to think about, like, if half the country's toilets broke immediately, then you'd have an issue, right? You'd have a massive cholera outbreak. Right, but
I can't take a shit.
Exactly,
John's broken.
Right, but what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this. So but the analogy
you're looking at a basic system of how people feed their family and live, how they pay their bills, and that system is interrupted. You can't shut down.
Well, that's the thing.
I have been preaching.
Not interrupted over time. This is abruptly interrupted. Where now you can't get your money out. You can't put money to the ATM.
I've been preaching this idea. I've been preaching this idea of a quick paradigm shift into this freedom, into this new sandbox idea, and I've been preaching about that forever. And people still don't fucking get it, right? Where if you changed the price of fuel down to 50 cents, how cheap everything would get. And now they're understanding when it's at $4 on average how expensive everything gets.
Let me just say something on that.
It's one part. Hold on. It's just one part of this paradigm where you're trying to explain something, and people immediately want to look at this like microscopic level, and it's a macro thing. Like when one thing changes, everything fucking changes around it, and that's the way it works.
Let's look at this whole situation. We've been talking about this, like what's going to bring people finally together, what's going to pull them out of their slumber, what's going to wake them up, what's going to be like what, and we all agree their fucking pocketbook. No, that's what's going to bring people out of their slumber. When gas prices, out here they're $4 a gallon. I don't do a ton of driving, but I still got to go to Boulder, a couple times a week. Either or, when they start hitting $7-8 a gallon, when we no longer have things now. That is, and inflation really starts kicking up. I mean, kicking up big time, and they're still demanding taxes and all this business. That's when it's really going to hit them in the pocketbook.
See, I think you guys are still looking at it a different way. It's not. I think it's beyond that, because we've all talked to people till we're blue in the face about we need to get down to the basic, and we're not talking about the basic. We need to talk about why Satoshi did what he did. We need to talk about decentralization and censorship resistance.
And that's what I'm talking about when I talk about
that's what people don't want to hear, because they don't care. And people didn't care until they saw themselves in Canada. And I'm so glad it was Canada, because if it was anyone else, even if it was the United States,
It's the most
it
polite
Yeah.
motherfuckers in the world.
Oh shit, buddy!
It's
I
fucking
can't get my
Canada.
money out.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
Canada is
Sorry.
the biggest Western country. They're the polite. Everything is perfect. And when
I know we almost got into a
when the
fight with those
average
Canadians up
Joe-
there, remember?
and that's another thing. The whole 1984 police state mentality completely changed. It's not, they weren't beating people over the heads and yanking them and pulling them off down a dark alley. They were just walking around with cell phones taking pictures of people, and nerds in the background were using facial recognition, finding these people and closing their accounts. And then they're like, hey, you can't literally pay for your bills anymore. You will have no electricity in the Canadian winter to heat your home and take care of your family. You can't buy food now, all because you did something we didn't like. And
Yeah,
so
you know,
now when people
Pissed off
see
the
that,
state when it comes to the your taxes, like
well,
you
now people
they'll shut your shit down
understand
real quick.
why decentralization is important, why sovereignty over their money, because you don't have money, you don't own it, it's in the bank. So due to fractional reserve banking and the Fed just printing up money, the system's going to collapse. Is that correct?
That is correct.
It seems like fiat money is just backed by violence. Is there any way to fix the current crooked system?
No.
So cryptocurrency gives sovereignty of money back to people and takes the power away from governments and central banks.
It does.
And people finally woke up only because they were forced to. And that's what it took. That's what you can talk till you're blue in the face, but people didn't get it until Trudeau did what he did, and it's terrible that he did what he did, but I'm glad.
No, yeah, no, I'm glad because it had to happen. It had to happen. And no, I agree with you 100%. I was just talking to Eric about Eric. I call him Eric. His name's Sully. And talking to Sully about what was really going to kick this off, and I think it's going to be that, and that's what people are seeing. It's going to be economic. It's going to be their own pocketbook, where it's like, fuck, I can't buy this shit. I can't do if the system goes down, you're screwed. And the problem is,
JDO's asking how in the future we're gonna. It's obvious. It's crypto. Crypto is the only thing. And dude, I've said for the past 6 months that everyone says that we need to learn from history. Those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. And then everyone just repeats fucking history, and it always ends the same way. And we've never gotten to this point in any historical regime, movement, whatever, where the media is completely controlled, people are controlled, everyone's this divided, currency is controlled. We've never gotten to this point without it ending in blood and fire. Never. So I had no hope really for any of us. It's going to have to blow up. Except we have cryptocurrency. This is the first time that we have that. So they do not have control over the money. If people can see that and utilize that, JDO, then that's the difference. That's the pillar. That's one of the foundations of what tyranny stands on. And if you take that out and people have control over that, then tyranny can no longer stand.
Well, we also have.
but Sully knows this. That was my initial excitement over the cryptocurrency universe. It was just like when it came out, it was like, holy shit, guys, we don't have to worry about this anymore. This is and that was so promising when you saw the market develop, but then you just saw a bunch of crazy shit come about. But anyways, to see such a community and market and everything else flourish, and so much money being poured into something that all of these people believe in because they want to get away from this.
Now this is where the conversation gets interesting, because we are still at the infancy stage, and we are no way ready for an all-out battle when it comes to a system that's been around for 100 years. We need a satellite. We need a satellite system. We need to be able to, which we have, but we have it.
No.
You're able to use blockchain and Bitcoin on analog
ham radio, baby,
with radio waves, with FM waves. We can. It's all there. We need to have a mesh net set up. There's a lot of things that are not just in the works. they're starting.
Well, and here's one thing to embellish on the analog side of things. There's a reason why the military took over the analog waves over the cable infrastructure that exists in the United States.
True.
When you start, I believe that probably a few decades ago, they realized that they were able to put so much data on top of that frequency that they couldn't just allow people to utilize it to watch television. That's why they switched over to digital. And I think that's something that it could be, that's something that we're going to find out, I think, in the near future here about how important analog frequency actually is.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it in, and I'm not going to go off on a tangent, but you look at it in the whole, the quantum computing side of things, that's what
I was actually going to bring that up.
Utilizing that, they're utilizing the idea of analog waves.
Also, what JDO was talking about here, and this is something I make a joke about it, but there is a mindset to older people like me that grew up, and man, I hate to say this because it just sounds cold-hearted, but younger people today, they think all the pressure, like, oh, we might have a school shooting. Literally, dude, we would talk about every weekend. It's like, hey man, what are you doing this weekend? I'm going out with Sally. We're gonna go out to Clarence's kegger. Oh, this is your third date? Yeah, man, I'm gonna try to fuck her. Well, I mean, the Russians don't kill us all. Yeah, if the Russians don't kill us, what are you gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna go do this. If the Russians don't kill us all, it's literally that was always there. It was always there. We could all die at any time.
I keep telling people all the time now, like, do you even wonder why they went straight from coronavirus to Ukraine war? It's because they have to keep you in a constant state of fear, or you'll understand what your true potential is. If you understand what your true potential is,
this is a mindset that older people have lived with. This is not scary. We've already had that. Like, people are like, oh, World War III. Yeah, that was fucking always on the table, dude. It's only recently that it wasn't. It was always there.
But you're sitting there, we're still having this conversation. So we're still in this mindset of fear, doubt, and uncertainty, and worried about...
I believe that's fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
Okay.
I hear you've been spreading FUD around. You're going to stop that right now. We don't need that. You understand? In fact, if you hear anybody spreading FUD, you're going to crush it. You understand? You're going to whack that FUD. You got me?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
So what I'm saying is that if we all understood that, it's not like this YOLO thing where you only live once sort of deal. I'm not saying everybody has to grasp a philosophy of the fact that you might reincarnate into something else, but just get over the fact that you're gonna fucking die. And it doesn't matter when. You're just supposed to be here, and you're supposed to learn the stuff you're going to learn and then get the fuck out of it. That's all there is to this life, and you're not going to get out of it alive. Sorry.
As you speak and you say the things that you do, we say the things we do. So much of their plan becomes evident. The thing of scaring the shit out of kids, of there is no God. There is no afterlife. It all comes together in this plan to create
fear.
Sniffling, scared people that are easy to control.
Yes,
because if
so much
I'm going to tell you something now that I just found out. I don't know if you've seen this, but it's a big deal. It's a very big deal. In the Russian officer's handbook. Now, this is in their handbook. This is what the Russian military is taught. Officers, the officer's handbook. Okay, you are the last hope to free the world and save humanity from the new world order of Satanists.
Good.
That is what is in the Russian officer's handbook.
Awesome.
So when you say that's a huge thing, dude, compared to our handbook, which is more focused on the fact that Sally can have two moms. It's so polar opposite. Whether I think anyone that's in, if you believe
Well,
If you
so it
believe in
causes
freedom
more.
and you believe in what the United States was founded on, which is ironic that Russia is more focused on those principles in a lot of ways. NATO is, dude, NATO is fucked up. You know, Trump said it was
NATO's wickedly fucked up, dude. Look at the fucking, what was that? Is that the the EU throwing sanctions on Poland and Hungary right now? I believe.
Really? See, Hungary is
Yeah, but the thing is,
Hungary's
dude,
like little America, dude. They're
they're
like, fuck you guys.
they're
We're our own country.
throwing
You're
sanctions
not
on
pushing us
Poland and
around.
Hungary because they're refusing to push the LGBTQXYZ plus
Yeah.
plus whatever curriculum in their elementary schools. Really? At this time, once again, when you look at the overall situation and you're a critical thinker, you go, guys, this is all fucking planned and bullshit. All of it. All of it. Don't
And for
think
what?
that Russia just decided to fucking invade the Ukraine. Don't just think that some fucking crazy ass fucking virus just came out of fucking nowhere. Or even for the fact that the Spanish flu was the Spanish flu, man. You have to start looking back at history. Once again, you start questioning this, you have to question everything else. And I'm not saying the Spanish flu didn't fucking exist. Yes, it did. My great grandmother's fucking brother died of the Spanish flu. But I'm saying, look at the circumstances that were around the Spanish flu. Look at the circumstances that were around World War I. Look at Rasputin and his this crazy fucking, basically nomad traveler that just gypsy that showed up and had enough influence on the fucking government to change the outcome of history.
And who funded him? Look at who funded him.
Yeah, who funded him and who killed him? I mean, this is the thing. It's like, so let's start looking at this. This is recent times. So let's look. This is why you gotta look. If you question this, you have to question everything else, and all of a sudden, your history changes. Things change. Things don't add up.
It is a tapestry, dude. It's a tapestry, and if you start to pull at the thread, a lot of stuff becomes unraveled.
Yeah, but people have to understand that the color of the thread makes up the sweater that they're pulling, and everybody forgets that. They just start pulling the thread and they look at the color of the thread that they're pulling, not the sweater, right? And the one thing, so
yeah, you're exactly right. They're not looking at the big picture.
I'm having a conversation with a very young kid who I have that. Hey, what's up, buddy? So I have a a very young kid that I'm talking to quite often as a helper of mine. And we're having these conversations and he legit asked me, like, what's your meaning of life? And I go on to tell him within 2 sentences of what my meaning of life is. And the kid looked at me like, holy shit. And then today, that was yesterday, today, he goes, you have any idea, like, I caught myself after a shower thinking about those 2 sentences and just staring like at nothing and thinking about those 2 sentences. And I was sitting there going like, yeah, you have any idea how much time you should probably spend in self-reflection doing just that? Not thinking about what I said, but thinking about what you believe that I said or what you believe from what I said. And it's not from me, from everything else in this world. You should be spending 10 times that amount of time doing that. And looking at all
last
that
time
stuff.
y'all talked, had a thing. Rice didn't invite me. That actually did hurt my feelings a little bit. But you're busy as shit, Chris. You've been very.
I've called him a couple of times. I haven't got anything back.
Yeah, he said he hasn't heard from you since the holidays, which is Eric was telling me that just the other day. Yeah. He was like, I don't know, man. I keep messaging him, but I haven't heard from him since like New Year's. Yeah.
Oh, even before. Yeah. But no, I mean, I'm sitting at this point right now where
and go commies, man. Don't like them. They got no use.
Stop. Everybody needs to stop digging into all of this stuff and understand that whatever is in you, whatever's in your gut, whatever you feel is right. I mean, you should be acting on, whether it's in your school systems or talking to your neighbors. I've really spent a lot of time offline just talking to my neighbors, just making new relationships.
Which was a big backfire when it comes to COVID.
Yeah. Dude,
that was a big backfire.
and it was an
started
engineered
doing that.
backfire.
I'll be right back. I gotta fill up real quick.
Go tell his neighbor hi. Yeah.
Well, so one of the things that I really paid attention to over the course of the last few months was building relationships with my neighbors, and I wanted to do that in a way where it wasn't like I was expecting anything from them. I wasn't going to change their mind on anything COVID related, and I'm not going to change their mind on anything Ukrainian related or anything else like that. And I wasn't looking to do it. What I was looking to do was to just be there, and say hi and do things that I hadn't done in a really long time. Because if this goes south the way it might, I don't think it's going to go that way. But if it does, I want to be prepared for it. And that's what I've been doing this whole time. You stock up on the things that you might need, not because you think you're going to use them, but you might need to use them. You use crypto, and the way Satoshi built, even wrote the white paper was for the sole fact that it might have to be used. It was a failsafe. It was a bunker in case of nuclear war, to give it a metaphor.
And you and I talked about that, how just that the mindset of talking to your neighbors and getting to know them is just
or your sheriff.
Foreign. It's so foreign now.
Yeah.
I remember I asked my kids about, we might have to ask the neighbor for like something, like a cup of sugar or something. And they were like, "Are you insane?"
Right.
I'm like, why? He goes, I'm not going to go knock on the door and ask for something. It's like, they probably hate us. Like, why do you think they hate us? Why would anyone hate us? It's like, they probably hate us, man. We're coming and going and looking and stuff. I was like, dude, nobody hates us. Nobody hates you. But
nobody gives a fuck about you. You just have to go out there and you have to tell them hi.
Hey, wiener face. Just say hi.
Just say hi.
See, you know exactly what I'm talking to when I say wiener face.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You know how many years I heard that?
Yeah. And people but
no. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So when I say I'm out there trying to get to know the neighbors kind of thing, and I say I'm not trying to convince them of anything, like, whether it's COVID related or any of this stuff, I'm also not divulging any of my stuff. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, making it known, like, hey, if you need something, let me know. It doesn't mean that I have it to give.
Posted something, and it was like, why are people so rude now? And people are rude, man. Women started calling each other bitches. I mean, everyone is fucking rude. Everyone is. And I just said, it's simple, dude. There's been less and less human contact, and people interact with each other less and less.
That's a big part of it. But that's also been, attributed to, the rise in the use of text messaging and email, just within business. That's really fucked things up, moving at the speed of business. Yeah, but it's fucking up, human psyche as you're doing it. When you're isolating people like this. I'm fucking used to this shit, but a lot of people aren't. And then this COVID shit just drove them over the edge. But on top of that, though, too, people are incredibly confused. And, if you go down the conspiracy realm, you have to start looking at the possibilities. Are they utilizing, I don't know, things, frequencies, energies, things against us to make us more confused?
Well, I think what you said is spot on, dude. Because I think they're trying to make people more and more confused. If you're asking a 7-year-old if they're gay, I mean, they're like, they don't have to answer that question. Their first question is, what's a gay? I mean, you're literally trying to confuse everyone about everything as much as possible and as early as possible. And now, which I notice, which you're going to have so many problems with this, or I hope you don't have problems with this, but with the education system, is that people, when parents were coming out and were mad at school boards and taking a much more active role, and they were labeled as terrorists, and that was a big wake-up call for people. Mm-hmm. But the teachers unions and the other side came out not with a, yeah, you're right, we need to have a better interaction with each other and, supportive of each. No, they said, hey, you shut up.
Yeah.
You're a parent. I'm a professional. and you leave the education of your kids to the professionals. You're not going to go tell the
your
doctor,
tax dollars pay
you're
my
not gonna tell the
salary.
doctor how to doctor. No, I'm like a doctor, but it's for education.
Well, no, I will tell a doctor how to fucking doctor.
Yeah, but
And you know what? No, but that's the thing is that
You have to question, like you said,
it's
when
my
you start
body.
questioning one thing, you have to question everything. You have to
It's
look
my
at
fucking body. It's
Yeah.
my body.
do they have their best best interest?
Yeah, if you meet me once a month, that's fucking insane for a doctor to meet you once a month, right? So if you meet me twice a year, like you fucking know what's going on with me. You did my blood work last, right? And you didn't even do it. The lab you sent my blood off to when you took it, if you actually took it, did it. So like look at the lines of how many authorities need to be trusted from one spot to the other. And it in all true honesty, when the fuck did we stop taking responsibility for ourselves? I'm not saying go to WebMD and figure out that your ingrown toenail is now cancer. I'm not saying that. I'm saying cross-reference everything.
Wouldn't that be a B?
Well, so
I had
what I'm saying, it's fucking cancer. No, but that's I mean,
cut the whole leg off.
I don't have cancer, by the way, Eric.
What?
My blood work came back. I told you that, yeah.
Yeah, no, you didn't tell me. Oh, good job.
Yeah. Remember, I told you the nurse was like, your bottom is okay.
Your bottom is okay.
Yeah.
Your south mouth's cool, brother.
You just got the hemorrhoids.
Something we always put off, and we don't talk about. We started talking about it before the stream. Is I think such a huge thing is music, man. And I tried to bring this up on World Blockchain Roundtable today, and which is weird because a lot of them are like old musicians from back in the day. They're like huge, entrepreneurs and created these blockchains, and they're massively brilliant people. But they were like, punk heads, like 20, 30 years ago. And I just was talking about, and it's dismissed, music today sucks, but it really has no feeling. There's no soul. It doesn't move you. One of the big things, I think, is that there is no albums anymore. People don't listen to albums. With streaming, everyone has playlists. Everyone listens to exactly what they want to hear. Everyone just listens to hits.
There's a multitude of things that are, and I know
Tom's
going to jump in on this.
No one listens to the B-sides. No one is forced to listen.
Because there's no B-sides worth listening to.
There's a lot of albums that I bought, which there was like 2 good hit songs and maybe one other song, and there's like so much crap. But you still people don't know about those other songs. And I watched a video of this guy. He's a violinist, and during the pandemic, he would go around to older people, usually their houses for like their birthdays or anniversaries, and he would just play the violin for them, like in their front lawn, and people are like just breaking down crying because it evokes emotion, and people don't listen to music the same way.
Can I say something real quick though? The people broke down and cried because they were put in a situation where they were forced to listen to the music. We are so overly distracted in this day and age where we don't actually have the capacity. Well, younger people don't have, even myself included, don't have the capacity to sit down and actually appreciate
just listen
to
music
song for the sake of a song.
Just sit there with an album and read it and look at it and just listen.
Dude, we're too overstimulated.
Yeah.
It's part that is part of it. On top of that, it's the 440 and 432. And I can show you too. I got a guitar tuned in 440 solid A.
That's you've heard it perfectly, dude. We need a renaissance so bad.
Well, so we can talk about a couple of weird things like
Can you hear this? That's the 440A. It's popping. So I can hear that.
You do have to watch that because YouTube will pull the video.
What?
Clint Westwood we're on with me, him, and Lisa, and
Mhm.
he just sang "Highway to Hell," just a few words, and they
No,
played the
I
video
didn't.
for copyright.
I
Can you
didn't play
believe that?
Highway to Hell.
I know,
that was,
but AC/DC is actually really bad about it. But I was going to say, this is something that goes along with that. Like my kids and everyone that I know, and if they're younger, they don't play music in the background anymore when they're doing stuff. You're cleaning the house, you're studying, you're doing whatever. We used to play music, and now they put on Netflix. They put on some kind of anime, something in the background. It's a YouTube video. It's a TV show. It's not music anymore, and it's just weird to me.
Well, no, it's because it's in my opinion, um, that's the one thing that shows you that capitalism actually works. Free market actually works. Is that if the music isn't there, then why listen to it? Right. And you just got done saying it, like the music sucks. There's no soul to it. There's no nothing. Right. So there's a couple of things that I've really gotten into. One of which is, it sounds really weird, but actual YouTube videos of people reacting to Tool songs that have never heard Tool before. Because I fucking
I
love
get
that shit.
teased by my kids about that so fucking much, dude. But to
Dude.
see some person
Random
who
folk
never fucking heard
here's some old school shit. Yeah,
never heard
exactly.
fucking Zeppelin, they're like,
What
whoa.
the fuck is,
And then
well,
of course they pop my bubble. That's fake, right? He's faking it. It's all fake. Just want views. Like, shut up,
dude. No, when you
dude.
when you have a guy,
you can tell some people are like, whoa.
right?
Or listen to War Pigs. People listening to fucking War Pigs during this time, and they're like, when was this written? This is like now.
This is now. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Or you see people,
or you
who
listen to the
are,
Gription album and you just go, "Oh shit, that's actually happening."
Yeah, I tell everybody, dude, these guys
they
were
wrote
so
that
far ahead of their time.
They wrote that 10 years ago. Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So there's a guy, I can't remember his name. He's a composer for one of the Philharmonic orchestras, right? And his little side gig is to have this YouTube channel where he just reads the comments and goes, "Oh, you should look at this song." And whenever he goes, like I think the first Tool song he went and listened to was, I want to say it was The Pot or 46 and 2. And the dude is just like legit blown away. And then he listens to Lateralis, and you can actually hear him go like, wait a second. They're doing Fibonacci principle the whole time, And maybe he did research it beforehand, and I'm just like, cognitive dissonance going like, oh, fuck yeah, that's what it's about. But it's still cool as shit because somebody that's from the Philharmonic Orchestra is listening to a Tool song going, look how kick-ass it is that these guys orchestrated, 4 guys orchestrated a song that I wish I could fucking do. You know what I mean? And then there's other things. This is true. There's other things like I mentioned actually on Rice's show. Like Harry Mack is one of my favorite people of all times, and he's a rap artist. But the cool thing is he just freestyle raps a whole bunch of shit with random people on the internet, on Omegle. Like that's something where when Tom and I were making music, we were wondering where the fuck CDs were going to go, and we were looking at iTunes, and now all of a sudden you have things like Spotify, right? We were in that really transitional phase, and right now I think there's this weird transitional phase where you're seeing rap move into this new thing of being more influential in weird ways, reaching out to their people, music in general, being more,
rap is a really weird thing because I've hated rap for a long time because it just became empty.
mundane.
And originally it was like the most political,
yes,
emotional.
NWA was fucking legit.
And then to go to literally someone just talking fast and just saying anything, even if they didn't make sense, just because it rhymed.
And then talking slow,
so
just
dumb.
Talking about party, yeah.
And then I hated everything, like Tech Nine. There was a couple, but rap just gotten so bad, man.
Oh, and then you started getting like all the what was that the like Lil Xanax, like the mumble rap and shit.
So yeah, that's another thing. It just
Lil Xanax. I can listen to my grandpa talk all night too. Don't make it cool.
I wanted to hit something which I hadn't even thought of, because we're talking about just music losing its soul,
Right.
and people have lost their soul, that emotional connection. But with Neil Young coming out and doing what he did, and then so many other, Howard Stern came out and was like, I hate Oprah because she had a party and I'm scared of all these people who are champions. Neil Young was a fucking champion of free speech, of freedom itself, and
freedom itself.
These artists have seemed to have lost their fucking souls. And I thought, honestly, Neil Young's old, his brain's fried, he's controlled by people.
So here's a question. Here's a question for you. You know, when people think about, let's say, conservatives, they think people that are reluctant to change, right? But then you have the people that used to be the liberals, like Neil Young, who are ridiculously reluctant to change. They just want to stay within their little status quo and be comfortable, right? When is it that the median of this country, like right now, the median of this country wants the most change you could possibly get? When was it that the majority of this country was like, holy fuck, we need a revolution? And right now is the time, you know? So what are they doing to stifle it? And that's the thing, is that they're having to pull out all the stops. They're having to pull out the Neil Youngs. They're having to pull out all these people, you know, that may feel this way, but they're championing them and thinking that it's going to work.
Like D. Snyder came out and he said, hey, I'm totally behind, you know, the Ukrainians using.
Fuck that shit.
We're not going to take it. And then he came out and said, I'm totally against the Canadian truckers using it because they're just a bunch of whiny bitches who don't want.
He's afraid of getting his third house stolen from him by the government. Like, dude, like
he was. I mean, you talk about champions.
Well, look at him. You know, against what's her name? Gore's wife.
Tipper Gore. Yeah. He was a champion, dude. He came
him
out.
And John Denver, dude, they kicked ass in court, man.
They were rubbing their little greasy hands like, oh, we got this fucking moron up here who wears makeup. We're going to tear this piece of shit up. And he came out
just like,
and was
fuck
you. And just crushed them. And they were all like, oh, my God.
You know, oh, my God.
He was awesome. You know, he was like a fucking knight riding in on a white horse, dude, and just slaughtered him.
And John Denver was even more badass. He was like fucking Chuck Norris incarnate on the fucking stand there, dude. He was like, what the fuck is your problem? And this is John Denver.
Yeah.
John fucking Denver, man.
And I burned that country music award.
John Denver. Doesn't that sound better? That's 432.
That does sound better.
Feels better, sounds better, tastes better.
Tastes better. Well, fellas, I gotta go smoke a cigarette, find my next drink, say hi to the wife and the baby.
Yeah, I think
we gotta do this again.
Pretty good show. We're gonna wrap it up, man.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
I'll take it.
Wrap it up. Put the wrapper on that shit.
Take it.
Put the blow.
Yeah, y'all gonna come to South by Southwest? It's like next week, I think.
Fuck that shit. I'm gonna be in Alabama next week.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, all right. It was good hanging out with you guys. We need to do it again. I miss you guys.
Let's just do it more often. Just you know, we can say what we want on here, right? We're not gonna get censored or kicked off. Probably can't put it on our YouTube channel.
Why not? You need to do some more get the podcast going.
Yeah, we should.
You know,
We've been talking about it.
Well, I'll do it with you, dude. If you want to do it every other week, I'll do it with you. We'll do the three of us.
Well, just I mean, it gets to a point. We said it before. I just want to say this. It gets to a point where, Tom and I originally started doing it just to have conversations and document it ourselves, right?
Yeah, honestly, I just wanted to make sure I could talk to you guys every 2 weeks. That would be...
No, yeah,
I think we should do it. I think we should totally do it.
I'm in.
Sean, I'm down. Okay.
But the thing is that I get really mad at this idea of having to, these people just go talk to your fucking neighbor, man. You don't listen to us. I know Sean wants views. I know I would love some views on.
I literally just wanted to hang out with you guys, honestly.
Oh yeah, I know that. But what I'm saying is like,
and it's great. It's fucking great.
Spend time and talk to your neighbors and go talk to your loved ones and do this shit. Like I'm getting really mad at the fact that people won't leave their fucking house and go talk to the people they live next to. They don't even know their last name, and I'm guilty of the same way. I'm guilty of the same thing before I decided to not be guilty of that. So anyway,
big hairy balls, big hairy bag.
Change the world from your fucking neighborhood and your house.
Yeah, that is, and that I think is what was starting to happen. Is that shit was starting to change at a local level, and that really did scare the shit out of them. It really did.
Oh yeah, and it's still doing it. It's still working. You're just not hearing about it. It's still working. I know of it working. I know it was working in my area. I mean, I've been there. I'm watching it happen, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, and that's why I'm so like a big proponent of it. Is because I've seen it work. That's what America was founded on.
And the thing is guys, I think we should end this on the positive note. Is that we're actually seeing this happen. I mean, yes, things are going to get bad, and things are going to have to impact enough people to where they can finally, see through the bullshit. They can lift the veil, and and it's going to get hard for us. But most people like us, we can live off of minimalistic shit.
I think it is. I do have a lot more positivity than I have had in the past. I don't even know, year or 2 years. I really did not have much at all, and I do. But I, like you said, I think because things are getting worse is why they're getting better. Mm-hmm. I think as they, as they tighten their grip, they lose more and more people. And
it slips through the fingers as they tighten the fist.
And more people are coming together, Yep. And like you always said this, Eric, and it was very frustrating. People just won't care anymore. People just don't care. And that is honestly what happened. People
it's the most important thing.
I'm tired of it,
Well, that's why. I mean, that's the biggest reason I think why Vincent gave up hope, especially with the band stuff, is people just stop caring, and he's like, I don't know what to do to get through to these fucking people anymore.
Right.
Before I could at least get some sort of a that makes sense. To now, it's like, no, shut up. That's political. I don't want to hear it.
Well, on a positive note, dude, that I think, like we've said, we're done. You're not going to change anyone else's mind. Everyone, it's whatever you've done is done.
Now
but what's going to happen now is when we sit back, we're starting to see the seeds that we planted. Whenever something happens, then somebody messages you, dude, you were fucking right.
Yeah.
You know what? You were right about this shit. You were right about that.
Yep.
How do I do this? I'm trying to get crypto, and this guy said I just need to send him my private keys. Is that what I do? I mean, but people, you're seeing you're seeing that work that you did that you may not have thought you got anywhere. It's just like kids, man. You don't think you're getting through, and then you find out, 2 years later, they fucking listen to everything, and you got through. So,
hell yeah, man. Let's make it a point to do this at least once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm good, dude. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm in.
Cool. I gotta start playing some guitar too, man.
Yeah, you gotta teach me, man, how to play it. All I can do is that beginning of, Rock You Like a Hurricane.
Remember we had the bass player from the Scorpions hanging out?
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Our house was like a hangout for like 80s hair metal bands.
Do you know what? Have y'all watched
So dumb.
Peacemaker?
I hated hair metal too. It was fucking ridiculous.
Why are you stupid?
Yeah.
You fucking communist. Shut up.
Look at me.
No, have y'all watched Peacemaker, the show?
No.
No.
Oh, you got to watch it. It's amazing. I mean, it has John
that
Cena
good?
and I have mixed feelings about him, but
Has John Cena in it?
yeah,
That Chinese.
Yeah.
Commie pinko fuck, I ain't watching it.
the show is amazing, but the whole thing, there's so much hair metal in it, like obscure hair metal.
Oh
like
yeah.
Pretty Boy Floyd, Hanoi Rocks, Choir Boys. I mean, we're talking
Hanoi Rocks.
Hanoi Rule. Was that before or after?
My kids started listening to fucking Hanoi Rocks.
Dude.
It's been so long since I heard that name.
Dude,
Remember Faster Pussycat? How they destroyed their career by, I'm going to ship heroin and this teddy bear to my next gig. You dumbasses.
Well, he was the one. He was in the car with Vince when they killed that guy.
Oh no, you're talking about Hanoi Rocks, yeah.
But dude, I said the only way this could get more obscure.
Was he the lead guy or what?
Boys.
Or was he like the bass player?
Brought out an album and it was the Choir Boys.
If he was a bass player, they would have kept playing. They wouldn't have stopped.
But dude, it's amazing how much hair metal.
Look at Metallica, man.
Yeah, dude.
It's very new.
Oh, you can lose a bass player and keep going. I mean, look at fucking Pearl Jam. You can lose a drummer. You lose a drummer every week.
Look at the Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
We lost the last drummer in a tragic gardening accident.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck it.
What was the scale about the
11?
No, not the 11. They did Stonehenge. You know?
Oh, it was a 16th or a 32th scale. And a bunch of midgets dancing around our Stonehenge. He's playing it. D minor. It's D minor. I believe it's the it's the loneliest of keys. Yes, it's It's like, well, what's this song called? Well, this song's called "Lick My Love Pump."
Lick My Love Pump.
Dude, I gotta go watch that movie now.
Yeah, I gotta go do a bunch of things. I gotta eat some dinner.
This goes to 11, but isn't that just like 10? Well, no.
Don't touch it. Don't even look at it.
Don't even look at it.
This album is kind of sexist. What are you talking about? All right, you guys.
All right, fellas.
Remember to crush the like button. It was good hanging. Oh, the camera used to be over here. I don't know why he was doing that. He was over there. Take care, you guys.